Coach Nevitt here with Central High School powerlifter Milka Faliga. So, Milka, you had a big season. Tell us about what you accomplished this year.
So this year I placed 4th overall at state, and I broke a deadlift record for 450 deadlifting pounds.
All right, so deadlift 450 pounds. That's about 3 of me. Really impressive. How did you get? We don't have powerlifting here at Hillwood, right? So how did you get into powerlifting?
So actually, one of my friends got me into powerlifting. She asked me to come with her one day, and I was like, sure. I was a little bit skeptical, but after a while, I started to love it and started to get good at it.
Yeah. Last year we talked to Ruthie Sanchez, also a power lifter who's won state and set state and national records. And her story was exactly the same. Like a friend brought her along, found out she had a lot of talent, and successful. So when does powerlifting season start? Like if somebody out there wanted to be involved in powerlifting.
So typically we start to practice in around December, and our season starts in January or early February. And then it goes all the way until March, which is when state is.
All right, and what is training like?
So training is after school every day. Sadly, we don't have a class period yet, but we're hoping to get that soon. But yeah, so every day we go into the weight room. We lift for about like an hour or two, depending on the day, and that's basically our training. We have training regiments, so basically we'll have like a schedule, and we'll follow that.
All right, so somebody that was in athletics for another sport next year could just jump in after school, but I guess somebody that wasn't in athletics at all could also jump in since it's after school, right?
Exactly. They just need a physical.
What kind of like keys, fundamentals? What does it take to be successful at a powerlifting meet?
Honestly, I would say it's not just sheer strength; it's more mental strength, because it's really easy to want to quit. But the whole thing is just keep trying. It hurts a lot when you first don't hit what you wanted to, but if you keep trying, then you'll hit it eventually.
Yeah, I'm similar as a coach of distance runners. Similar physical talent's important, but having the mental toughness to push through that difficulty is every bit as important and essential if you want to really reach the highest levels. What about nutrition? I would imagine that's important for powerlifting.
Yes, lots of protein. That's literally it. Just lots of protein, lots of water.
So you're a junior. What are your goals for next year? And do you plan to try to keep lifting after high school?
I don't plan to keep lifting after high school. Having said that, though, I want senior year to be the best year. So I'm definitely going to train a lot more. Hopefully place a little bit higher at state. Who knows, break some more records.
All right. And I know you were a pretty good student here at Hillwood. What are your plans after high school?
After high school, I'm not 100% sure yet. I really want to do biomedical engineering, but we'll see how that goes. See how school goes.
All right. Sounds great. Thanks for joining us. Milka Faliga. I'm Coach Nevitt. Here's what else is happening at HMS.
I attended Texas A&M University. Giga. So both of my parents actually went to A&M, as did several other members of my dad's family. So I grew up going there, just knowing about the culture, knowing about the traditions, did a lot of visiting when I was younger. So I knew a lot about it. I believed that I would really love it there. So that played a major part, honestly, family history in my decision to go there. Well, I am true to my English nerd roots. I loved my Shakespeare and Jane Austen classes, and I also really loved my adolescent literature class, which really informed a lot of the teaching that I've done here at Hillwood. I read The Outsiders in that class for the first time, so I really enjoyed that. I worked really hard in high school. Took the PSAT and the SAT and AP courses, and just kind of tried to develop good study habits. The application process for me, I did it early. As soon as the application for A&M opened, I believe it was the summer before, around July. I went ahead and did it, wrote my essays, went through the Apply Texas platform online. I loved doing that because I heard back early, and also it kind of took the pressure off of the end of my senior year. I knew where I was going, so that kind of spring of my senior year wasn't overwhelmed with where am I going to college, doing all the college prep stuff. I actually only applied to A&M, which I do not recommend doing. While I absolutely loved A&M and would have chosen to go there, please, I would advise anybody else, apply a lot of different places. You just never know. not only about whether or not you're going to get in or not, but just you want to give yourself a lot of options and explore. There's a lot of really great universities. So A&M is known, probably the university most known in the country for its crazy and unique traditions. Probably my personal favorite is the fact that the students section stands for the entire football game. My body basically trained itself to not have to biologically function for 5 hours on Saturdays in the fall. But I loved every minute of it, so that's why we're called the 12th man. We are ready to enter the game as the 12th football player if needed. Hasn't happened in 100 years, but, we're ready if we need to. Another really cool tradition I think is pond hopping. After winning football games, going and jumping in all of the fountains on campus. Midnight Yell, which takes place at midnight on the Friday night before a Saturday football game, is where all students, sometimes 30,000 people, can show up at a midnight yell, and we practice yelling and cheering for the next day at the football game. That is just a really cool tradition. The hardest part about being in college is probably learning how to manage your newfound freedom and how to manage your time and figure out what your priorities are. It's closely tied to what I think is also the best part about college, is the fact that you have now all this time to learn and study and work and form new relationships, and you get to figure out who you are and who you want to be and what's important to you. But there's a lot of responsibility and sometimes trial and error that goes along with that.
Hey guys, it's Miss Trot here, and I have the winners for this week. The two people who have won for turning in their books are Mina Davis and Angeli Romero. So if that is you, come to the library and get your prize. I'm going to pull 2 more names at the end of the week, and then depending on how many names I have entered, next week I'll pull 3 or 4 names as well. So keep getting those books turned in and enter to win your prizes. See you guys in the library soon.